So, as you remember, this week, as the recording of this is May 1st. The last content for April was actually my reaction and fact checking about the infographic show video about the current state of Xbox and why claim that the Xbox brand is dying and all the mismanagement that Microsoft did as a company that also cares about video games and gaming in general. Surprisingly enough, this was the week for the latest earning for Microsoft and includes obviously the performance on Xbox, quarterly speaking. And it was surprising that Xbox was kind of the positive and negative news at the same time. And a day after they announced the earnings, many gamers were surprised for the price hike in all Xbox branded thing. By the way, this is kind of a plug for my blog, jesusgg.xyz, where you can get to know everything gaming in a written manner so you can read it at your best convenience. And of course, I couldn't ignore the situation that I just presented. Microsoft has announced a significant price increase across its Xbox product line, affecting consoles, controller, headset, and even future first party games. The decision, which takes effect immediately, comes amid rising development costs and shifting market condition. So I think that immediately people believe that this has to do with tariff. I kind of agree, but I believe that there are some other elements that we need to consider. Various Xbox models and accessories, with some seen increase up to 27%. Here are some of the keys adjustments, and we go with the listing of all the hardware from Xbox, which includes the Xbox Series S, the 512 gigabyte version from 299.99 will go up to 379.99, followed by the Xbox Series S, the 1 terabyte edition, $349.99 will go to $429.99. Xbox Series X digital version from $449.99 will have a $100 increase. The regular Xbox Series S will go also with an increase of $100 from $499 to $599.99. 2 terabyte Galaxy Special Edition, which actually that finish, that blackish finish with the dots representing star, is looks chef kiss. But on chef kiss, from 599.99 will go to 729.99. Now we're going with the controller with the core version going from actually they didn't have an increase. Both the core and colors will remain as respectively as 64.99 and 69.99. Also, the special edition Xbox wireless controller have no increase, keeping it at 79.99. Limited edition did receive a $10 increase from 79.99 to 89.99. And for those who are heavy duty esport gamers using Xbox controller, the Elite Wireless Controller Series 2, the core will go from $139.99 to $10 plus $149.99. And the full set of the Series 2 will go from $179.99 to $199.99. So many nines here. And no, this is not Destiny and Destiny 2. Xbox Series headset will not receive an increase, and the Xbox wireless headset will have a $10 increase from $109.99 to $119.99. Additionally, as if it wasn't enough, Microsoft confirmed that new first-party Xbox games will be priced at $79.99 starting this holiday season. So, in other words, we're not seeing yet a price hike on current first-party games, and we are not seeing also Game Pass tier pricing increase, but it will be starting from games that probably will be launching by holiday season. Typically, it's by November and so on. Microsoft's latest earning reports highlighted some strong performance in gaming division, but also pointed to increased costs in game development and hardware production. The company cite global economic pressures, including tariff and supply chain disruption, as key factor behind the price adjustments. Despite these challenges, Microsoft remained committed to expanding its gaming ecosystem, emphasizing cloud gaming and cross-platform accessibility. The company's statement reassured players that it's focused on delivering value while adapting to market realities. And this is where the highlights of Game Pass began to come, because I believe that this has to do with the fact that Microsoft didn't mention anything about Game Pass or prices increasing. And while this is happening in the hardware side, at least in the first party Xbox consoles and hardware, we got a major campaign of this is an Xbox where you can play the Game Pass Cloud on Samsung televisions, LG smart TVs, and also some Amazon Fire TV devices. One of the main things here is to have kind of a not touching Game Pass because maybe Microsoft is dialing double down expectations that Game Pass will improve things in the side of gaming at all. So when you look at the overall financial performance, the company did a plus 15% year over year, reporting $64.7 billion with operating income on $27.9 billion, also in positive, with net incomes also in positive of 10% year over year with $22 billion. Of course, Microsoft is not only a gaming company, it's a big conglomerate of PC, Windows, Azure as cloud and internet service providers. So I think that we need to do some big perspective on what is the reality of Xbox. The reality is that the total revenue is a 61% plus year over year with $6.4 billion, part of the main of total revenues. We having contents and service with $5.2 billion, 64% plus, and of course, this was primarily driven by the Activision Blizzard revenue, which already is common knowledge that basically Activision Blizzard King remains one of the top revenue drivers for Microsoft Gaming at all. And following a price adjustment in strong console sales, we got surprisingly $1.2 billion or a 42% plus year after year. And besides all this, it is a fact that Xbox hardware sale is way behind the numbers that Sony with PlayStation 5 has already amazed in terms of selling consoles. I think that this whole generation starting in the middle of the pandemic, I think that by the end of 2020, the pandemic wasn't, at best, it was beginning to slowing down. So it has been kind of a weird generation in general. And I don't want to get political here because I don't give AF to politics. I don't give AF to left. I don't give AF to right. I just want data driven. And the data says that we are in loony times because loony politics in politics. The key drivers behind the gaming growth is the Microsoft obviously completing the acquisition of Activision Blizzard a year and a half, and titles like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and Diablo 4 contribute significantly to Xbox content sale. Microsoft did confirm that Game Pass expansion exceeded 33 million subscribers, signaling continued engagement in Microsoft's subscription model, which I believe this is also part of the focus on trying to have the negative being paid off by the hardware side and not replicate the negativity within the Game Pass and all the other positive of Microsoft Gaming. And yes, we have to take in account that this is all coming after tumultuous Nintendo Switch 2 season that started with a major announcement that Nintendo actually began the precedence of price hiking, at least in the gaming aspect or the games aspect. And I believe people have the Nintendo blaming in an indirect role because first major move after Nintendo actually announced that most of their future games on Nintendo Switch 2 will start at 79.99, and while Nintendo has not increased console prices, its decision to adjust accessories costs due to market conditions may also have influenced Microsoft's strategy. Indeed, the Nintendo's pricing shift sets a precedent, signaling that higher game prices could become the industry standard, which, as most feared, Microsoft move aligns with this trend, ensuring its pricing remain competitive while addressing rising cost production. And unsurprising spoiler, PlayStation will follow through. And I know they already announced that Ghost of Yotei will not be costing $79.99, just like $10 left. But yeah, PlayStation will follow the trend. Microsoft's decision to raise Xbox prices reflects a broader industry trends and economic pressures. While the increase may frustrate some gamers, they underscore the evolving landscape of console gaming where companies must balance affordability with sustainability. With Nintendo prices adjustments setting the stage, Microsoft moves suggest that higher costs may become the norm across the gaming industry. Whether other companies follow suit remain to be seen, but for now, Xbox player will need to prepare for a more expensive gaming experience. Yeah, I posted that, but like I said, don't be surprised because it's not the element of being surprised, it's the element of when it's gonna be announced that PlayStation will increase prices. And yes, Steam, Epic Games, and GOG will follow. Because the problem is, but they set the precedence because they wanted developers to actually port their games to Nintendo Switch 2, and they need to leverage the interest of the developers. Don't expect that developers won't ask the same thing for Xbox, won't ask the same thing for PlayStation, and won't ask the same thing for the major PC gaming distribution like GOG, Good Old Games, Steam, and Epic Games. While yes, I heard about the new proposition of Epic Games that if games amaze like $1 million in revenue, they will no longer charge a fee to developers. But I don't believe that this will ease the pricing increase because Epic Games doesn't have the leverage on having developers and gaming publishing to avoid pricing the games less when they are forced to have to increase the prices in every console platform and other PC game stores. So we are heading to weird times. I think we already in weird times. That this can get worse? Probably it can. Will this improve soon? I don't think so. One of the bad things about economics, and this goes from somebody that is not an expert in economics, see the trend that you have price increases because there's a immediate necessity from manufacturing processes, enterprises, blah blah blah. And I want to say this as an example. Let's say that all the tariffs will disappear tomorrow. Will that help to prices decrease soon? Disturbingly, no. It seems that it doesn't work that way, and I would love to have somebody to be an economic expert to explain and justify why is that a thing, but unfortunately it is. So there goes my direct answer. If I'm getting asked if things will be improved soon, I will say no. In the long term, maybe, but there's a low chance that it will be occurring. So let me know in the comments what are your thoughts about this whole situation and precisely a week with Microsoft Gaming in particular, and a day later just announcing price hike. Do you have an Xbox hardware and this will be a deterrence to actually get one? Remember to hit the like, subscribe, and the notification bell for everything gaming news, retro gaming, gaming info, gaming. This was Jesus from Jesus Gaming. Health and success, and happy gaming.